Good evening, everybody. So, uh, oh boy, little problem. Aleks had to postpone. I just got off the phone with him, and we've had some pretty bad storms up and down the East Coast here, especially the northern part, all day. And it 50 plus mile an hour wind gusts here, and they were worse the further north you went. Aleks is in New Hampshire. He said he hadn't really been out of the house at all during the day, so he wasn't. He didn't think it was that bad. It rained all day, but he didn't think it was that bad. He said, and then all of a sudden, power goes out, and when his power goes out, he's got no signal because he's out there in the woods, so he can't pick up any kind of Wi-Fi or work off of with turning his Wi-Fi off doesn't work. So he had to postpone. So I don't even know what to do right now. This was literally 2 minutes ago. I just got off the phone with him. And I feel so bad because he felt so bad. And what's even worse is the poor guy was watching his countdown on the YouTube channel all day to 100,000 subscribers. And right before it reached 100,000, he lost power. He couldn't even watch it get to 100,000. He said it's just been the worst luck all day. And that's, man. What a crappy, just what a crappy, string of luck for him. And like I said to him, like, dude, don't worry about it. Like, this is life. It happens. It's just YouTube. Like, no big deal. But he's just such a nice guy that he felt so bad. He kept apologizing over and over. And I told him, don't stress. Pull a what the StreamYard Town Hall talkie. Yeah, why not? Let's do it. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. I am going to put the link in the comments. Anybody want to hop on? Have a chit chat? Click the link. Let's chat. Because I don't know what else to do right now. I didn't have anything backed up, lined up. Normally I'd have a little something lined up, but I've been working on a couple things, and I was in the process of each thing. So I didn't finish either of them. I've been working on the missing person stuff. And like I said, I didn't finish that. I was also working on another story related to a gentleman who went missing flying his plane. It was one of the very first accounts of a pilot calling in a potential UFO next to his plane. This was a long time ago, and then he didn't say it was UFO at first. He called in, said there's another plane. It's shadowing me. It won't leave me alone. It's making all these crazy maneuvers, aggressive maneuvers, blah blah blah. And then they called back and they said, you know, hey, like, what's this plane doing? And then the last message was, it's not a plane. And then they didn't hear from him again. Send me the image, fresh. Send it right to my email. I'll post it. I'll put it up. Send it on over. Send it on over, fresh. Nobody wants to join? Nobody? Anybody? I see the Blue Line guys in here. Come on. What's up with you? What's up with you, man? What's up with you, Jake? What's up with you, Jake? We haven't talked, man. We need to talk. I need to do a rap video about Bigfoot. No, I got a little skill, man. Let's see. Show an image. Yeah, send me that image. Did you send it? I didn't see it yet. In my email. You still got my email? You broke 4 can openers on Turkey Day. How in the bloody hell did you break 4 can openers? What kind of cans were you opening? Oh, there we go. Bigfoot Lake's going to join. My buddy Bigfoot Lake. He's always, he's the best. Oh, he's the best. That's awesome. I feel like I put him on the spot, though. And I hope he's not feeling pressured. I never want him to feel that way. But anyway, let me go back through here and say hello to everybody. Wow. I say, wow. It's 20 people, 22, two just dropped off. Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot. No, Aleks, you're like, I'm out of here. Not watching this jabron anymore. Um, 21. One just jumped back in. Tag him in. Cashew. Oh, Cash, it's so good to see you again. So good to see you again. Carson, what's up? Janelle. Hi, Janelle. Thank you. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you. Fresh JD, Leslie, Primal Cry. Primal Cry, I just actually accepted your friend request. I know because I remember the picture. Brown Dwarf. Brian and Chewy. Hey, man. I just watched another video from Brian yesterday. Excuse me, one that I had never seen. I thought I was subscribed to the channel for a while, man, but I guess I wasn't. Apologies for that. But that video about the tracks, that was great, man. Yeah, the thing about it was so awesome is, number one, you found the tracks. Number two, the emotion that you had when you found them was exactly how I felt when I found the one like a month or two ago. And I was like, I try not to curse on here, but I just couldn't do it. I like instantly was like, the F-bomb was coming out. So I totally get it. I just didn't know what to do. So I get it. And Brian's in the Northeast. Brian, where are you from, buddy? Are you from New Hampshire? Is that where you're at? I saw that you were at the pumpkin thing at Roger Williams, man. That's such a cool thing, man. They do such an amazing job. plus it's kind of neat. Like it's cool for everybody because like the kids can go, right, and the parents can go, and you can grab a beer and walk around and have a couple beers while you're doing it. It's a really fun time. It's really fun. Oh, look at who's here. Look at this jabron. Look at this jabron. What's going on, Jabron?
What's happening? Jabroni. You remember that? People's elbow?
Of course I do. What's going on?
Not much.
Not much. How you doing?
I'm all right. I saw you. I was just in the chat. I saw you. What happened? Alex can't come?
No, man. Yeah, such a bummer. So, it was, hold on one second. It was my reaction. It was pretty bad. It was not bad. It was perfect, Brian. It was perfect, bro. That's exactly how you should react, right? Like Janelle says, I loved his reaction. I loved it too. That's how I reacted. Like it doesn't happen often, right? Tracks are a very rare thing for most of us. I mean, unless you're Mike and you don't need tracks.
No.
You just
I mean, a good
watch these
when you
things every
find a
day.
good footprint, yeah, it's exciting.
It's so exciting. So like the F-bomb for me, I use it often anyway. I just try not to do it on the channel, but yeah, it's coming out, man. And so I loved it. It was a good video anyway. Aleks was on it. You guys were in a cool area. It was awesome. I'd love to come up there and do a little investigating. Oh, check this out. So Chris Reinhardt called me early this morning, and usually we shoot texts back and forth, right? Like we don't usually call. It's like usually, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Blah blah blah. And so he called early this morning, and I was like, oh, like he's calling, I better answer. So I answered, and he was like, hey, I just got a message from somebody about potential howls coming from a creek area near you, quarry area near you in the Naugatuck State Forest. And Naugatuck State Forest is not like really close to me. It's like an hour away, but he thought it was closer. But either way, I mean, an hour is not a big deal. And so I guess this has been going on for so long now that it made the newspaper that there are all these howls that people keep hearing, and they're like, these are not coyotes. These are not any animal that they know of. And yeah, so he was like, you may want to check it out. So I think I'm gonna go out there Saturday. I'm trying to find somebody to come with me, but I don't know if I got anybody yet. Give me 1 second. I am going to, hold on 1 second. I'm going to email the link to Bigfoot Lake. He said he's going to pop on.
What's Saturday's date? It's 30th. That's
Saturday is the 3rd.
Yeah. Okay.
It's my parents' 40th anniversary.
I think I'm upstate. Oh, whatever. In the future, we'll link up at some point.
Yeah. Hold on. And also, let me do this because Fresh just sent me the things. So let me pop into my email. Let me look for the pictures that he just sent. We could share these bad boys.
I need you to show me how to do that one day.
Yeah, I'm still not a pro. I'm still trying to figure out how to do it the best way. My cat is on my leg with his claws out. Oh my God. Nope. Not gonna happen, bro. Not gonna happen. Get out of here. God, that hurt. Woo. Man. All right, so here we go. Share screen. Tab. Images. Share. Let's see what we got here.
Oh, look at that. That's cool.
Are we looking at that misty thing? That's kind of strange, man. That's a little weird.
That's the hardest part about the sharing the pictures on here is they're always so tiny.
Are they really small on that screen?
That's bigger than I've seen.
Yeah, I know. It's difficult. Oh, here we go. Let me bring him in. Here we go. Yeah, buddy, what's going on?
How's it going, gentlemen?
It's,
What's up, brother?
it's one of those nights, dude.
Well, sometimes spontaneous is good.
Yeah, it is. You sound really loud.
Okay.
I mean, not like terrible, but I just very clear and I'm chirping over here. Hello, Lake Fairy. How are you? I can hear you laughing in the background.
Hi. She says hello.
Slancha. Who's over here speaking Gaelic, huh? Blue Line, Bigfoot, Jimbo, Brown Dwarf. Who did I miss? Sandra, Mike Roberts, Jimbo again. Thank you guys for being here. So what do we think about the picture? So tell me more about this, Fresh. Can you tell me? I don't know if I can zoom in. I don't think I can. Does that show it better? Is that bigger or no?
Looks the same to me.
Looks the same to you? It's just full screen on my TV. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know.
It looks like there's like a smoke, like a cloud, I don't think that's a bush, that gray in the middle, like you were saying. I'm pretty. If that's what. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Hey,
There you go.
yeah, you're a pro.
Look at that.
Like a boss.
How's that? All right, so I'm zoomed in a little bit. What is it? You got to remember, okay? So I'm telling you right now, I admit this. Mark Plowboy Green, welcome. Unfortunately, you came to the night that Aleks had to dip out. For everyone who's just here and doesn't know, Aleks and I just got off the phone. Aleks is very, very sorry. We have some bad storms that have hit the East Coast. And the further north you went, the worse the winds got. And we here at the shoreline, who got probably the least of it, were like 50 to 55 mile an hour winds, sustained winds, with gusts a little higher than that. So they were getting, at 60 to 70 mile an hour winds up there. And he lost power. And he's in the woods, man. He's in New Hampshire. He's in the woods. He loses power. He has no signal on anything. He literally drove 25 minutes into town to get Wi-Fi just to call me.
He's so nice, man.
Yeah, he's the nicest guy. And of course, he apologized a million times. And I told him, like, dude, don't worry.
Life happens. Father Time and Mother Nature are undefeated. There's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, right. Oh, Fresh joined. Okay, so he's going to explain this to us. All right.
Here we go.
What's going on, Fresh?
Yo, yo, yo.
Hey.
Can you hear
What
me?
an entrance.
What's up, man?
Yeah, cool, man. How's things, guys? All right?
They're good, brother. They're good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm full of infection, so I'm not going to be on the camera because I'm looking a bit ropey.
Hey.
I've got to go back into hospital and do loads and loads of stuff. I've got my bowel hanging out my arse and all sorts of problems.
Fresh, tell us what's really going on, man. Don't hold back.
Don't hold back, bro. Don't hold back.
Listen, I'm very genuine and dead honest. I'll just say it as it is because that's the kind of guy I am. I'm on the fly, yeah.
That's all right. I like that. I appreciate that.
So, looking at that image,
yeah.
This happened the other night. So what we've started doing is a thing called capture blasting.
Okay.
So what we do is we have a high-powered camera with a really high-powered flash. We have everything in the dark.
Yeah.
And then what we'll do sequence shots. So they're just burst captures. So very high-powered flash. So it goes bang, 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 bang. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had 4 shots right next to this. So bang, 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 turning. And what we captured on the end shot if you go in really close to this,
Let me see if I can get closer.
is actually Baphomet. Motherfucking Baphomet. Yeah? Now,
What's
this
up? What's a Baphomet? I don't know what that is.
you don't know what Baphomet is?
That's
Bigfoot.
that's
Bigfoot knows.
yeah, Baphomet. Isn't that like the infant Satan?
Yeah. So,
Am I looking at what I'm looking at this one? Okay, so am I seeing a nose there?
Yeah, you're seeing a nose, the two eyes, and then you've got horns on the top. And
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Oh my God, I see it, dude.
Okay.
So
I wish-
so I just need to tell you that there was no smoke, zero mist,
Mm-hmm.
nothing at all. Clear shots. Every shot that was the 4 shots to this 5th sequence were perfectly clear. Then all of a sudden, we had this apparition and this goddamn thing looking down at us from about 7 foot tall. We got the hell out of there. This is a new location. It's a private wood. It's in a big belt of ancient woods. And this is where we seen the glowing eyes on the Sunday before that just, it was insane, absolutely insane. We've seen these glowing eyes about 60 yards away from us. And in England, you've got no animals that would be that high.
Yeah.
Unless it was an elongated, sexed up giraffe molested llama. In high heels.
Well, like people, a lot of times you'll have people say, "Oh, it was probably a owl in a tree," right? But
no.
An owl, like owls don't have owls' eyes aren't like 12 inches apart. You know what I mean? Like,
damn right, Mike.
It's kind of like an alligator at night, like or a crocodile. You can tell, like at night, you could kind of tell the size of the gator or the croc in front of you, like but by the separate, by where their eyes are.
Yeah.
If the eyes are right here, you got kind of like a little guy. But if it's like this spread out, you're like, oh, you got a monster coming towards your canoe or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. This thing, like when we have deer, we have stag, and we have nothing else that could be over. Anything that could be over 6 foot. Yeah, nothing at all.
Yeah.
Now, I've looked at it wasn't just an eye shine. Do you know when you scan and you get an eye shine, a rebound? It wasn't that. It was literally glowing. And the shape of the eyes were like almond, big, massive almond shape. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really crazy, like Sphinx at the end. And what the eyes did was, what the movement was I was walking by, I was teaching somebody, so somebody come fresh on location, so I'm teaching them how to be out in the woods, how to stay safe, what to look out for, etc. And just teaching them the way of what we know. And I said, right, you're going to go left flank, I'm going to go right flank, we're walking down a trail path. You cast left, I'll cast right. So as I'm casting right, we've walked about 30 foot from the position we were in, and I seen a light in the trees. I stopped instantly, turned, and then seen one eye, and it was a big eye. I said, Lee, stop. It came to my side. I said, look at that. And as I said, look at that, the eye came from one eye to 2 eyes. This is about 60, 70 yards into the woodland from the trail path. It was about 6 to 7 foot high. And the movement then, what it did, I said to Lee, keep your eye on it. What I want to do is obviously see if it's going to look left or right to see if something else is with it. Because in my belief, if it looks left, it's with something and it's to its left-hand side. If it looks right, it's on its right-hand side. So it's with something, it's not alone. It looked left after it stared at us. So I said, you need to keep your eye on that. That's what we need to do. I said, in a minute, I'm going to go to the flank. I said, but just stare at it. Then what it did, it went behind the tree in full, not like an owl would do. In full, it went behind the tree. One eye came back out. It then came out in full. And then what it tried to do, it tried to go down. But if it was a head turning down, like bending down, you wouldn't have seen the eyes. The eyes were straight on. They were face on,
Yeah.
and they were a good 8 inches apart, even at that far away. And it moved down to try and get underneath the light beams from our torches, I think. And then it moved to the left, and then it rocked. It went to the left, to the right, to the left, and then it stayed there. And it stayed there for 2 minutes. What happened then, a few seconds later, I heard a noise to my right-hand side. Lee said to me, it's about 2:30. There's something at 2:30. So I checked it out, and I couldn't see anything. So then I did a flank left, flank right, did a 360. And as I did a 360, Lee said, I've just lost the eyes. So I said, okay, hold on a second. The guy's about losing it. He's very, very nervous. So I said to him, I said, okay, be cool. I'm going to go in. He says, you are? I said, I'm going in. I'm going to walk in towards it. So that's what I did, walked in towards it. And I heard not a sound. I mean, if it was something, you would have heard a sound.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
There was nothing.
Nothing.
And we sat there. I said to him, I got Lee to come in with me and sit at the side of me. And I just said to him, we're going to sit, we're going to listen. And then what I want you to do in a couple of minutes' time, we're just going to burst the lights on because my camera had failed. We're going to burst the lights on and see what we get as a response. Nothing. Not a thing. It was just absolutely eerie as hell. And then I said to Lee, I says, you all right? He said, yeah. I said, did you hear what happened just before that? And I said, no. He said, I heard some whispers. I said, did you? He said, yeah, I heard some whispers. I said, I heard something, but I thought it was your foot. He said, no, I heard whispers. Now, we put that to bed after about 20 minutes after searching around and stuff. And I got, something was telling me just to get out. Something was saying to me, get out, get out, get out. I left. I had to get out. On the way out, which was very, very interesting, on the way out, we came out of this gated trail and walked up on a back route going back to my property. And fortunately, I seen a deer, I seen more eye shine, but it was a deer. And I said, Lee, take note, that's a deer. The eyes don't glow and the eyes aren't that far apart, look. I says, just watch to see what it's going to do. So when it's in the beam of light, it stayed there. You could get a deer it will stand there for ages to watch you, trying to work you out, yeah? Mm-hmm. Forever and a day until you move or do something. So I moved forward a little bit and it started to trot off. And then we continued on the path home. Now, what I wanted to do was go back into that same location with a film guy who's a pro photographer, yeah? And go back into the area to try and measure up and me go in there and he do the filming of me as I'm in the wood so he can video me so I can try and put a marking on this tree where this was. Okay. I've got some images from this night as well, but this image here is a bit weird.
I'm gonna tell you right now, okay? So I am admittedly terrible when it comes to pictures at looking at things and picking them out. I'm terrible at it. But I see what looks to be a face, a long goat-like face. Correct. Nostrils, long snout, 2 eyes, and I see 2 curled horns on the top of the head.
Correct.
Okay, well, okay, I'm seeing that also. But dude, there's another face here.
Mm-hmm. You see those, yeah.
To the left, you got the diagonal piece of white, the branch going up. To the left of that, there is a face looking like right at Long Island Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
See the nose and the eye?
Yes, it is. It's lined up with me, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
we thought that as well. And if you go down, it looks like there's a screaming baby as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh my God, what is going on in this picture?
Well, just without, even if nobody can see that, like even if nobody can see the faces or whatever, or that's too far fetched for, like what he said was important. Like he took a 5 series of flashes, and on 4 out of those 5 there was nothing there, and then there's this smoke, which is, I mean, it could be an apparition, it could be spiritual, it could be anything. Maybe it's something that can take a different form. Who knows? But it's something different. Like you said, there was no wind, there was no fog, there was nothing like that. So
Nothing.
whatever this anomaly is, it's something.
Definitely, yeah.
This is crazy. This is really, really weird.
It blew my mind, and I just had a feeling of dread, absolute utter dread,
Yeah.
And I felt it when I went in there by myself, because there's not many times I would go off by myself, because I believe, because I've had this, it's me that's had the disappearing house and whole area experience. So this is a massive experience that I've had. It's going to take a lot of time to go into, but basically,
I did too.
We went into an area, and it was a brand new area, and we never knew anything was wrong until we actually went back to the area. And because we'd had such an amazing gift given to us at this area on this day, February 2020, we had, it was just unbelievable, 16-inch tracks, 21-inch tracks, feeding area, branches tied in knots, the most amazing structures I've ever seen. We ended up in a place called a hangar, which was very, very eerie, and the structures in there were just ridiculous, just full trees, put in trees. What we did at that point, because it seemed like time was getting on, there was a time thing going on there. I don't know what was going on, but we came out of there, and that's where we had a weird experience. So we came out of this whole area just to have a coffee. So it was me and my brother, and we came back out to the van. So we're down a lane. I sent Kyle a video to this. You can play this video, Kyle. Yeah, it's called the Understanding. That's the title of the video that I sent you. It's called The Understanding. And we're in a lane. It's in lockdown in England, and there's nobody around. But me and my brother, a specific personnel, Mike, you'll know what I'm on about, yeah? So I'm an armed CPO officer for the British government and the Home Office. And we're all in a gear. We're pretending, because it's on lockdown, that we've got a job on, when we've not. We just want free access everywhere, okay? So we're giving it the blag, all right?
Yeah.
And in this lane, there was 2 houses. There was a house on the left-hand side, a very old quaint cottage with a picket fence, privet hedge, beautiful crisscross windows, really ornate woodwork. It's a very small cottage with a very small front garden. And outside of the garden, the front garden, was a bench with a pole next to it. And all around that was a load of foliage. Even though it was February, it was an evergreen, so there's loads and loads of foliage. And we registered all this. That's what we do. We're very observant. We're trained to be observant. So all the details we pick out, yeah?
Yeah.
So my brother's making a coffee in the back of the van, and this car enters the bottom of the lane. It cruises in really slow. It pulls up on the left-hand side and then just sits there. So I said to my brother, I said, can you ID that person in that car? And he says, it's a white male. I said, okay. So why are they just sitting in the car watching? So why are they sitting in the car watching? What's going on? And he just sat there watching us for absolutely ages. So we had a coffee. He still sat there. So I said, I'm not happy moving away from the vehicles. I said, do me a favour, make another coffee. We'll put it in a hot jug, yeah, and we'll walk in with them. And then he gets out of the vehicle. So this guy and I have a family association to MI5, so I know what kind of clientele or operators they pick for nondescript jobs. So this guy advances towards us, and he's got a little bag on his side, and I think he's going to the house. I just had a conversation with my brother and gone through observation points, which are, if he brought a dog and he'd come down to a forest or a wooded area, the dog would want to get out of the car and run round, so he'd be out the vehicle quite quickly. Or if he was just coming to walk, he'd be out the vehicle quite quickly. He wouldn't be sat in there for the amount of time that he was.
Mm-hmm.
All these things were just not right. So I said hello to him. He said hello back to us, and then he continued past us. So I thought, he's going to the house, obviously. He didn't go to the house. He sat on the bench. And he sat on this bench by himself. And every few moments, he'd look over the side hedgy bit on the bench and just peer over just to see what we were doing. Now, I'm not the kind of guy not to say something to somebody, especially if I think something's off. So after about 10 minutes, only 10 minutes, he gets up, doesn't check his phone, doesn't do anything at all. He gets up and comes to try and walk past us. So I said to him, can I help you? What are you doing? He said, oh, nothing. I said, so you come down a lane to do nothing? I said, you're not going to the house? He said, no. And it was very, very clear-cut answers.
Yeah.
So I said to him, I said, okay. I said, it's lockdown. Nobody's allowed to be running around, moving around. I said, how come you're moving around? You've not got a dog with you? What? I don't understand. You've sat there for 10 minutes. You're acting very, very strange. I said, do you come down here often? And he says, oh, occasionally. I said, occasionally. Okay. And I said, okay, if you come down here occasionally, I said, do you ever see anything strange? Do you ever hear anything? See anything strange? See anything untowards? Anything? And he leant forward and he said, the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life. He said, I've seen a lot of tossing.
Wait, what did he say?
I was just like, what? I've seen a lot of tossing.
What is tossing?
Tossing.
What, like robot tossing?
Like wanking. I don't know. I have no idea.
Forgive me, Fresh. It's not like I'm not being difficult. I just don't know the slang or whatever.
Oh my God. So yeah, I don't know what he was doing, what was going on, but it was weirdo, yeah. And it just blew me off guard. And I turned around to him and said, what are you talking about? What? What? Go away, just get away. And my brother's howling. My brother's just howling. He's just like tossing. Who's this guy? And I said, I have no idea who this guy is. Yeah. So he went back to the car and he goes and sits there. So we go back in. Anyway, cut long story short, we go back in. We do what we want to do. We collected a load of evidence. Like I did about 28 photos. I didn't have a camera with me, a video camera at the time, because it had broken basically. I got a 5D that had just gone down. So I didn't have another camera. All I had was a shooter. So all I did was take loads of images. Now, we left the area late in the night after experiencing a lot of movement, a lot of things going on, and put it to bed, and we left, said goodbye. After that, obviously I did all the computer work, put all the images into file on the computer, etc. Left it on the desktop. Thought nothing more about it. Shared the images with my brother. And after a couple of weeks, we went back up. I said, we've got to go back into that area. We've got to go up there. So we went up there, met in the same spot. A scout up round the corner. We took a slow drive into the lane, and there was no house. There was no house on the left-hand side. And we parked up, we pulled up. I said, hold on a minute. Where's the other house? Because there's a house 60 yards, 70 yards up from that on the right-hand side. And this is in February 2020. We've been back there loads of times. Every time we go into this location, we have to go back to check to see if the house is there.
Yeah.
And I'm going through loads and loads of videos here in the UK of what they call green laners, people that do 4x4 off-roading, that have done videos down this lane, and endurance riders that have gone down this lane. Yeah. Just to see if there's ever one clip to see if there's a house there. So we're stood there now outside the cars going, hold on a minute, we're in the wrong lane. We've got to be in the wrong lane.
Oh, yeah.
So I said, no, there's the house. There's the other house. So we said, right, okay, maybe there's another house that's like that. So we spent 4.5 hours driving up and down this lane, and this lane is a long lane. Attached to a lot of ancient medieval stories, and it's one of the oldest roads in that area. It's a link road for a lot of old forests and a lot of old townships, this kind of thing. So we're traveling up and down this lane. 4.5 hours later, I'm losing it. I'm going to my brother, I've had enough. I can't drive around anymore. Let's just go and do something else. It's just pissed me off. I don't know what's going on. It really did screw me up. So we went off, had a walk, and I just said, I've got to go home. I said, because it's really done my head in. I said, I've dealt with a lot of stuff in my life, yeah? I mean, I've seen a lot of stuff, dealt with a lot of stuff, and it absolutely screwed my mind up. And every time we go back, the house isn't there. There's a whole gap in between the trees where the house was. And if you watch that video, you'll hear me explaining it all. But when we went back the next time, we went into the area behind the house where we had all these experiences, and the whole area changed. Now, what? Please tell me. I don't know what that is.
Dude, I don't know what it's categorized as. Like, I don't know. I don't know. My guesstimate may be that it was like an alternate realm. Like, you were, that's all I could think of.
It gets deeper. It gets deeper because what actually happened then was all of the images that were saved, I saved them on my desktop. I had all of them images removed out of a file called Thetford Forest. They were removed out of the file, and all the other files in there that were non-relevant on that day, they're all still there.
Is it blank? Is it like gray and it says error?
No, they're just completely. They're not
gone.
Just gone.
Wow.
And the same happened to my brother because I shared them by WeTransfer, and he did exactly the same, and they disappeared. But what he'd done, we've got 8 images left of that day because we had no way of telling anybody. This is insanity. Nobody's ever going to believe this. I mean, I've tried to talk to people about it in England, and they shut the door to me.
Was the guy that pulled up and sat on the bench? Was the bench in front of the house that's gone?
Yes.
Or not? That's even better.
That was part of it. Yeah. And what he said to me, what he actually said to me was like so embarrassing and such a joke that the story couldn't be told again because people would just think this is a joke and just laugh it off, and they just ridicule it. And this has been a problem for me. This has been a massive problem for me.
Yeah, I remember when we first talked about this, when you emailed me about it, and I was lost. I didn't know what to tell you, and I felt terrible because I'm like, I could tell it was bothering you, but I had no idea what to say, because I believed everything you were telling me. I could tell that you were traumatized by this just by the way that you were, talking about it in the emails, but I just didn't know what to tell you. I still don't. I mean, it's very perplexing.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, I could tell you something that might make you feel a little better, Fresh.
Well, please do.
So we recently moved to the Catskill Mountains, whatever. Me and my wife and our kids, and we drive around. That's like it's nice up there. We love it. Like Lake is from the Adirondacks. It's like cool. Like it's that's what we do for fun. Like we'll go take a drive, somewhere we ain't been before, hit some back roads, whatever. It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
So this one particular spot, I said, "Oh, I want to take you down here. I want to show you this spot." She said, "I don't like this area. Something don't feel right. Whatever. I'm gonna summarize and make it faster." But she's like, "Get us out of here. I don't like it." I said, "It's fine." I said, "I take this one every day." I said, "I either take this one or the next one." And I said, "There's a lot of activity on, right off the road here. So I kind of track both sides, this road and the next one." I said, it comes right out here. I said, we'll be off the road in a minute. Just relax." So we go up and she's like, "Oh, wow. I didn't know that's where that road went." I said, "Yeah, it goes parallel to the other one." She's like, "Oh, okay. 'Cause I think it took me somewhere else once." I said, "All right, whatever." And I brushed it off. So next time she went out by herself, she says, "I took that way that we went last time and I got totally lost." And I'm like, "I don't know how you do that shit." I said, "Just use your GPS." Next time she does it again, she's like, "I can't take that way. I ended up somewhere else this time." I said, "Just use your GPS." She says, "Yeah, and I still got lost." I'm like, I can't fathom how you're doing this. You know what I mean? And I'm like, just do what it says. And so whatever, some time passes by, probably a week or two. So I'm like, all right, we'll just cut down here. And I'm like, I'm driving and we spit out, and this is supposed to go to the same place it always does, right? We spit out in this spot. And I'm like, I have no idea how we got here. She's like, "See?" And I'm like, no. I'm like, I must have did a different turn somewhere, whatever.
Yeah.
But there are no turns. It just goes to it. That's it.
Oh.
There are no turns off the road. And I'm like, no. I'm like, I brush it off again.
Yeah.
So this time on the way back home, I'm like, I'm gonna do it in reverse. I'm gonna come onto the road, and it's gonna spit us out right by the house where we start at all the time. Where go down it, and it spits us out totally on the other side of the friggin' town. And I won't get back on that road because I don't know what it's doing. I don't know how it's happening, but it keeps spitting us out in different places. How does that? How do you explain that? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what to tell you. Like I don't know what that's called. I don't know how it's logical. I feel insane saying it out loud, but it happens, and I don't know what to make of it.
It's just, these people. I spoke to some specialists in the UK. One particular person in the UK, and they pointed me towards a phenomenon which is called time slip. And time slip is, if you look on YouTube for time slip experiences or something like that, you'll see people. There's one story that comes to mind, which is a couple from England want to go to Spain, and they go across through France. And on their journey, you have to stop off at a village to have a rest, stay overnight, because it's a very long journey. So it's a long drive. So they stop in this village at this kind of house, like manor house or something to that effect. And they couldn't. It was kind of very oldly worldly. They thought nothing of it. They just thought it was a very cute kind of old ancient or antique kind of hotel, And the story was quite strange because they lay in bed, and the wife said to the husband, "Oh, it's getting quite cold now. Would you mind shutting the windows?" So the husband gets up to shut the windows, and there was no windows. There was no windows to shut.
Wow.
So anyway, they stayed there the night, and on leaving the next day, sorry, I missed a bit out. On that evening, before they went up to bed, they had a meal downstairs. And when they had a meal downstairs, some local police officers came in. Now, unbeknown to them, that the police station was just round the corner. But the police officers were all dressed in really old, like gendarme, what they call gendarme, French police officer, gendarmes. Really old costume, uniform.
Yeah.
Didn't think anything of it. Then they went to bed, woke up the next morning, went to leave. And the lady gave them the bill. And the bill was that cheap, it surprised the man. The woman had gone to the car, it surprised the man, and he went out to the car and said, "I can't believe how cheap this is." It was ridiculously cheap. It was like a couple of francs. So she said, "Oh, that's amazing. Maybe they've made a mistake. Get in the car. Let's go." So they went to Spain, enjoyed their holiday. And on the way back, the man decided to go back into the hotel on the same route back. They couldn't find the hotel. They couldn't find the village. They couldn't find anywhere where they'd stayed, and drove round relentlessly.
Wow.
This is what when I mentioned this to my buddy, he was on the show actually, Al Santarica.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
When I mentioned it to Al, that's what he said. He said it sounded like a time slip to him, but you know, he also was like, it's hard to say, you know, without being there and seeing it for yourself. He's like, but that from what he knows and what he's heard, that's what it sounded like to him. I just don't know. Going through that, if I was to go through it, I'm trying to put myself in your position, and no, no, and not with my bowels hanging out my ass. And not the wanking either. But no, I'm trying to at least think about, you know, what it would be like to be somewhere, to see something and have somebody with you that you trust with everything.
Yeah.
Have them see it, and then it's not there when you go back. It must be the biggest mind F ever.
But the cool part is they got a tangible receipt, like, you know what I mean? That has like the wages from, like, you know, back in the day, whenever it was, like the time frame probably that those police officers were in.
Yeah, I mean, they checked this is what they did when they came back home into the UK. They checked through and researched police officers, French police officers' uniform, and that was from 1907. You know,
Wow.
1907. So obviously pre-glass windows and double glazing, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah.
Or scaffolding, one of the two.
Yeah, right. Gosh.
But yeah, I mean, it's kind of like I've gone into a dimensional paradigm, and I've never had a slip like that before. I've had experiences. My first experience of an encounter of some kind of being was when I was a kid, and I was with my mates, and we was going into some woods, and we went under a bridge, and we know this area very well, you know. I went under a bridge, and I decided to go right and run up the side of the bridge and go up onto the train track, just to look, you know. So as I ran up there, as I came to the top and looked up the train track and then down the train track, as I looked down the train track, I shouted, "Monster." I was about 12 or 13, yeah? So I shouts, "Monster," and screamed, because this huge black thing was way down the track, but it was quite a big black thing. And I was laughing, you know. It was like, I didn't know what to do. You know, like when you're nervous or petrified, and you do these weird, stupid things. And my mate Jake was literally behind me, and as he jumped up, we watched it jump from where it was into all of this woodland edge, and then it just disappeared. Now, very funnily, at the same time, and this is why I've asked many questions about people having horses being attacked and slashed, because at the same time, I recall being at school, and there was reports in the newspapers, the local newspapers here in England, of horses being slashed. And they were saying they were looking for a perpetrator, like a man that was going around slashing horses in the local area, which is just insane.
Yeah.
You know, insane. A man won't get near to a horse if the horse doesn't know it. No way. And,
you know, I mean, most horse owners, like, you know, people wouldn't just venture onto a farm just to do something so petty and stupid. Like the risk involved in just wandering on a farm to slash someone's horse, and then once the word is out to you know, repeatedly do it. I'd imagine the UK is the same as, you know, the States, where, you know, people are packing, especially when they have livestock.
well, no, yeah, when on landowners, they have licenses, gun license, yeah. But normal civilian folk, you can't have a gun. You have to have a gun for either sports, killing, hunting, or protecting your land if you're a landowner. That's basically
why there's all those. That's why there's all those knife killings over there.
That's it. There's knife killings because they can't ban knives, you know. But
what part of the UK was this in that this happened with the house?
So with the house, it's in a place in England called the Brecks, BRECKS, the Brecks. Bravo Romeo Echo Charlie Kilo Sierra. But it's in a place called Thetford Forest.
So when you say, so my question is, so you said a lane. Now, is that similar to like off-road trail type thing?
Yeah, but a big one. But it's an old road that's a Lincoln road. So it's basically used to be used as like a road many years ago. So one of the first ever dirt roads. I've tracked it back medieval times. We've got so much history on this road. It's called Harling Drove. That's what the long lane's called. Now, over the years, I've gone back to interview people that live down here. We've never ever found anybody in the house or ever been in the house that's near this house. Never found a car there in these years, and we've been back there 20 odd times, you know. But what I've done is interview other people, like landowners, people that live down at the crossroads, an old boy that's a DIYer in the area that knows the area very well. And I've said to him, where in this lane, so I don't look stupid, yeah? Because I don't want to give the game away or anything. It's just, can you tell me down this lane where there's two houses opposite each other? One's a small cottage and the other one's a big white house. Doesn't matter who I talk to. The forest people, all sorts of people, nothing. Nothing at all.
It's a creepy looking place. I'm looking at pictures. I'm looking at pictures of it right now. I mean, it's both creepy and magical looking, but it's a crazy looking place, man.
What's that, Thetford Forest, Kyle?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes on now, because what's going on around the world is the cabal. The cabal are taking over. They're stealing all the land under this thing called Agenda 2030, and they're stealing all the land. They're claiming everything back, and they're basically turning everything into a business. So all of the woodlands and the forests, these have all jumped on and turned them all into businesses. Not that you just have to pay to go there, but they're holding like outdoor events there and bringing loads and loads of thousands of people into these places and spoiling it. Yeah. They're doing loads of like events, like these things called Go Ape. So you have all these kind of adventure rope swing thing kind of things going on the trees, and it goes on for miles.
We have a lot of those kinds here. That's called like Tough Mudder and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, that's the challenges. That's like the event things they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, these are permanent things where they've stolen just a whole sweep of the forest
Oh, I see.
and then put all of these tree runs in, death slide,
Yeah. Zip
climb.
lines and stuff.
Yeah, you've got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
got you.
they come in and they're taking all over these places and taking over the forests, and it's just business, corporation, the cabal. Now
This is a real thing. This Agenda 2030.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Kyle, I used to protect these dirty parasites in Switzerland. I'm not allowed it in Switzerland. If I go past Basel, but a place called Basel, Interpol will lynch me. I put a threat to life on somebody because I was disgusted what the protection team found out about this guy. And I was in the middle of his court. I was a core protection officer in his family, and I was protecting his kids, his wife, and his mother. And when I found out what he was doing, I lost it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, you could be a professional, but you still got morals when it comes to things like that.
Because when it
I
comes
can
to
I can only imagine what it would have been for you to, you don't have to get into detail, but
children.
yeah, I knew exactly what it was. Yeah,
And
that's
me,
the only thing that'll make me snap out. So.
well,
Yep.
I had quite an abusive childhood, yeah.
Well, yeah.
And I have had some things done to me. And that's why I am the person that I am. That's why I walk through walls. I do not give a shit. I am fearless. I don't care. I've had guns in my face, as you know the experiences, Mike. Yeah,
Well, yeah, to an extent. I mean, I'm sure you've had more. I was only in for so long, but
well, I'm a specific trained person. I did all my weapons training in a weapons camp underneath Switzerland. See, what's underneath Switzerland is bigger than what's on top of Switzerland. There's so much people don't even realise. At the top of the pyramid, people go on about the Illuminati and this, that, and the other. It's all distraction. It's all media. It's all media distraction. The top of the pyramid is called the Order of the Garter. And that's why their snake, the garter snake, is their symbol. You see it in all the medical stuff. You will see the snake absolutely everywhere. Even in the Vatican, in the big room, is a big snake. It is the Order of the Garter. That's who I used to protect. And everything underneath it is Bilderberg Group, Vanguard, BlackRock, Pilgrims, just everybody. The Round Table, Lions, doesn't matter who it is. They all fall under the Order of the Garter.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know all this. I fully believe that there is a lot of really shady stuff going on when you talk about the people who really run this world.
For you guys in America, if you look at the members of the Pilgrim Society, you will see why you have so many problems. The cabal is thick and vast, and we're at war. We are at war.
You know what's sad? Like, I mean, it's taken like people like, I mean, Kanye West is even starting to expose a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, it's messed up that it has to come from a guy like that because people are just calling him crazy. But I know a little bit. I know a little bit about what you're talking about. But,
yeah, I spent many times. I went to a wedding in Switzerland, and the people that I was with, I wanted to ask one of them one question. I just wanted an answer to this one question. And because they'd had a drink and they're all very much these elitists, they're all sociopaths. That's what they are. They're sociopaths. And I asked a question and it opened many, many doors from that point. And I got a lot of information. And I've got information, classified documents from NASA, so much stuff that I want to share with people. but I have to be careful what I'm doing, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean,
Very
for
good,
me, I'm protecting my identity a little bit at the minute, just because I'm still under license and stuff, you know? I do look ropey, you know, I don't look too good, but I have spent many, many years protecting my identity on the internet. You will not see one image of me, nothing to do with my name, my real name, nothing, I'm untraceable. And it's took me a long time to get this into this position. So I won't expose myself on camera, even in all the work that we do. I'm mostly behind the camera, or you'll hear my voice and things like that, but you'll never see me in frame. So I apologise to all of you, but if
Right. Okay.
it's just something that I need to do for myself, you know.
No need to apologize, none at all. I'm grateful that you're here talking about it. I mean, like I said, I don't know about all this stuff. I'm not. All I know is that I believe that there are things going on that are just dirty, disgusting, underhanded, and vile in this world by the people who are in the real power. I don't believe that the president of the United States is the person who's really controlling everything. I believe that there are people above him who are controlling everything in this country. I don't think he's the guy. I think he's the guy that's there on camera, or the female that's there on camera. But when it comes down to it, there are bigger things going on behind the scenes. I don't know what they are, but what you're telling me sounds plausible, so I have no reason not to believe it. I mean, you sound to me like a stand-up, honest guy with a hell of a history, you know, for what you did as a job, and you know, so I have no reason not to believe it. I'm actually been looking up on my phone all these things that you've been talking about, and they're all right there. So
yeah, well, I won't lie, because one of my jobs, like, I always wonder why I was put here, and had some problems when I was a child. I was brought back to life, so basically I've now got a job to do as far as I'm concerned, which is protection. That's who I am. I protect people, I protect children, I protect people, I protect my loved ones. I will not only see anybody suffer. I walk. What are you laughing at?
Cashew's comment. Read the comment.
Oh, brilliant. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to laugh when you were talking, but I just saw it.
I don't listen. I'm cool as fuck. I don't care what you do. You know? You can laugh. You can do what you want. You can have your balls out your ass. You can do whatever you want to do.
I'll be honest. I'm really glad that you still have yourself after everything you do. Like, when you're in those positions and everything you do, you know, like, when it's all over and said and done, like, you know, PTSD, whatever. Like, for me, it's combat, but, like, you know, for you, it's every day. Like, I'm happy you still have yourself. Like, it's really good
Thank
to
you.
see. Really, really is. Kyle knows the deal too, because he's worked with veterans.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, I'll tell you who. I've met some very important people in my life that have opened many doors and given me knowledge. Knowledge is power. I have a massive expansion of knowledge to give to a lot of people, and it can't just stop here. I've been asking Kyle for me and Kyle to talk for a while, but I've got so much to give to everybody here, yeah? And I'll give it. I will give it. No problem at all. And when doors open for you, there's reasons for these doors to open for you. But I had somebody who I'd wanted to talk to Kyle about. I want to teach Kyle the power of psychosomatics. Now, I had a guy called Yuri Yoram Bijanovsky, and he was my psychological trainer and developer. That's why I am the person that I am. And when
Norwegian or?
Sorry?
Norwegian?
Russian, Ukrainian, Russian.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's changed my life. Because I'm going to tell all of you now, The power that you've got is ridiculous. Ridiculous. You have been conditioned from the day you was born by environmental. You've been a product of your environment, yeah? So your parents have helped you. All of your education. You was told that you only use 10% of your brain. So you've gone through life going, I only use 10% of my brain. That means I'm a fuck up, yeah? Well, if you believe that and you believe everything, then what you believe is what you become. And every one of you, I know that Kyle has his battles. I look at Kyle's eyes and I know he's got his battles, yeah? I know there's things going on at the minute that really, maybe there's a big decision that needs to be made. Okay. Now, I know all these things because I've spent a lot of time around people and teaching people and training people. I'm a head coach. So when I finished doing all the stuff that I was doing, I then worked for a university because I had to come back into the UK to protect my children from their own mother who was killing them. So lots of stuff, dude. But psychosomatics will give you the knowledge of power to understand everything. Now, the designers and the creators of human beings and mankind know this very well. That's why we're under psychological operations. It's the power of the belief. Even if it's nothing going on, it's the power of belief. So if I said in psychosomatics wise, if I said that there was a lady, a single mother, watching TV with a child, and all of a sudden the breaking news come on and we were being attacked. And all they had to do was put sound effects outside, a few things going on in the streets, put soldiers in and everything else like that, cause all this seen by media and by planting visions and images into the mind. It would be a long time before she was even brave enough to leave that house until she was told what to do. And if they come onto the news and tell her, stay where you are, we'll get some people out to you, we'll bring rations out to you, supplies, everything else like that, yeah? How long do you think she'll stay in the house for? And this is the power of the mind, the power of thought, the power of suggestion. So we've just been through one of the biggest operations that I knew about in 2014. I actually had the paperwork, which was a lockstep document by the Rockefellers. I have it, it's here. And I had that in 2014 to the operation that's just gone on now. So the COVID operation doesn't even exist. It's the best psychosomatic operation I've ever seen.
Yeah, there was a lot of sideshows that I even knew about, including the one in California with the. I mean, it was a sideshow. COVID was a sideshow. Lockdown was a sideshow. It kept everyone indoors while they did what they had to do, and
Correct.
they put out a lot of operations. I mean, a lot.
A lot of operations. A hell of a lot of
operations happened at once.
Correct. I've seen a lot of operations happening because me and my brother are able to get about because we're under license. We don't care anyway. We don't give a shit. We really don't, because I've given him the power. Now, in understanding psychosomatics, I then went to study etymology. And etymology is the understanding of language and words and how it is manufactured by these creators and put together. So let me give you an example. If I say the word entertainment, what that means is I'm entering to be detained in the mind. So ment or mente, M-E-N-T, in Latin means mind. So when you say govern, which is control, government, we have control the mind. Now we're getting somewhere, yeah? Mm-hmm. This is psychosomatics. Now in etymology, you have a word which is dis-ease. Put them together, you have disease. But if the makers and the creators create so much dis-ease in you, which is via us, you get dis-ease via us. So therefore you get disease, virus. by putting us under psychological pressure, under complete and utter #1 textbook 101, Art of Psychological Warfare, they were able to create everybody getting ill by a viral genome expression from your human cells. That is exactly what happened. Then what happened? They started to inject all of the older people with midazolam and remdesivir to make all the numbers look, because of all the pensions and all the money and all the scams, yeah? They started to kill off all of the elderly. I'm sorry if anybody's lost anybody. We have here. And they started to do that so they could start having big body counts. Now, believe me, China and Russia are exactly the same. They're in the cabal. I know this because they're dark knights. I've seen Putin in all his Order of the Garter uniform. Ping, I've seen him in his dark knight gear. They are all part of the Masonic order. I know, I've learned so much stuff. I've got documents. If you want to see stuff, I'll show you documents. Yeah. I'll show you some NASA documents that will absolutely bend your mind.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't have to prove anything to me. I believe you. The only thing that I'm going to say, I'm going to ask you, because YouTube, when you start mentioning certain things on here,
right,
they'll shut me down.
Okay, so what we'll say Funky Gibbon and the Blue Sprout.
It's broken down into so many different levels that it's like it makes it impossible to keep up. Like, but I mean, the entertainment thing is right. Like the news, everything, entertainment. Like,
yeah.
Like
so
I was trying to tell my family one day. Like they would like I'll just give an example. Like,
please, yeah.
It's impossible to get to the White House, right? It's impossible for someone to get across the lawn and in the front door.
No
but
way.
It happened one day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like one day it happened. So I'm like, how does nobody notice this? But they can't just come out and say, oh, we need to increase tax dollars for Homeland Security because nothing's happened, right? There's no imminent threat. So they have to create this imminent threat.
Exactly.
That there's not enough, protection for us. If somebody can make it to the White House, to the president's door, now everybody should be scared, right? Like just little things like that.
Yeah.
They give reasons to continually,
yeah,
and it all falls down, like you said, into the mind control. And it's
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. And we have all these operators and agents.
But they have to control themselves, bro. That's what I'm sure you have seen. Is they have to control themselves because they get these groups that go out of control.
Yes.
They go wild and they get greedy and they get insanely greedy to the point where they start running rampant. And now you've created serial killers that you're part of your unit, and you know what I mean? Like, bro,
hey, Fresh.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Fresh.
Yes.
You want to schedule a day for you to come on, just you by yourself, so we can talk about this at length a little more?
Please.
I'll talk about a lot of things, but it's going to be very difficult for you to be it's very hard to talk about things in double speak. What I mean by that is that if people aren't savvy with what we're discussing and we have a certain language for that, the general person will not pick up where we are and keep on track with stuff. So that might be a little. Oh, here we go. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Did I break up at all then?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. I don't think it was
it looks like.
How's the timing on that?
Yeah, really. Yeah, that was weird.
So that's the second attack I've just had. Yeah.
Yep, twice at least. I heard.
So I've got.
Did you see the comment I left in the comments when you started talking about the house situation? When you got to the end of that whole thing, no lie, my TV changed the video on its own.
I seen it.
The light. Yeah, the light went out on the tree and the one at the other end.
I seen it.
What the? I don't know. Never happened before. I don't know.
See, I these things and everything to do with me, like, I don't know if it's me, you know? I don't know if it's me. I mean, I used to jump out of planes. I'm a real, like, I'm a mental case, dude. No,
I used to
seriously.
fight in a cage. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. So
we all have our things.
yeah, so me doing things like that. So I used to do jujitsu and ninjutsu and stuff. Yeah.
Right on.
So
Jiu-jitsu is my thing too.
so my all of my thing is everything's been extreme. I've always pushed death, always. Like I've snowboarded all around the world, done some of the biggest crazy shit, BMX, skateboarded, every extreme sport. I used to be the only guy in England to manufacture skateboards and snowboards. You know, I've done so much stuff, and every level that I've got to, I've gone right. I need to go higher until I'm jumping out of a plane and I'm doing horny gorillas like without a parachute. I'm jumping out of the plane and then just linking onto people to jump down.
Wait. Rewind a minute.
Hmm?
What the hell is a horny gorilla?
It's when you jump out with no chute and you grab onto someone who has one.
That's it.
You have to catch up to someone who has a chute before they pull it.
Hey Kyle. Hey Kyle, you know that Lake's going to clip that video and use it at some point in time.
What, like the quicksand?
That was my next question. Are these people in charge of the quicksand around the world?
Absolutely.
I knew it. I knew it. Bastards.
Yeah, there's killer quicksand everywhere, man. Like every corner, you've got to watch that shit.
It's everywhere.
Emergency.
Deadly, man.
Carry your emergency twig.
Yeah, just
That's right.
literally, listen, you've got to have that emergency twig on hand all time.
Right. The
Yeah.
twig, the lasso, and the floaties.
You've got to have that stuff going down.
That's right.
And if you can at any point, just go like spread eagle as quick as you can in quicksand.
Yeah, that's one point in time when you don't want to go horny gorilla because you're going to sink really quick.
No. Definitely don't get horny gorilla.
That's
in
where
that shit.
sinkholes come from. Is when people do the horny gorilla and they don't catch anyone.
Yeah, that's called a dead gorilla. That's called splat mofo. Yeah?
Oh my god.
That's called a mess. Have you got a spade?
How does this happen every show?
I've done some crazy stuff, man.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. But you know, that's probably why I'm in the position I am. So I have that much damage in my back that it's cut off the branch and stem information that goes into my internal organs. So now, like, I don't feel my legs. I have no sensation in my legs, and my bowel's gone, and my bladder's gone.
Wait, what? So
now, yeah, this is bad shit. So
when did this happen?
I've been fighting this for the last 2 or 3 years while dealing with all the rest of the stuff that I deal with. A full online international business. It's been hard work, you know. But listen. This is what I'm saying. I'm a machine. I believe I can do anything at all. I can walk through walls. Nobody will tell me no. Nobody, because I've already beat everything. You know, you've just got to have the power. You've got to have the belief. I need to tell you all, you are the cause and the cure for everything. Absolutely everything. From even if you make a decision, it's a wrong decision. So you're the cause and the cure. You know you made the decision. Don't make that decision. Don't make that choice again. It's a bad choice.
Yeah. When I was a kid, if somebody somebody would say like, "Oh, people can't fly," I would say, until every single person jumps off a roof and starts flapping their arms, and everybody tells me they can't, then I'll believe it. Like that's the kind of kid I was.
That's probably the best way to be. Question everything.
Yeah. I didn't realize it till like, you know. At some point I fell into line. You know what I mean? I fell into the sheeple mode. At some point I fell into it. Yeah. I did. I got, you know, we all did. At some point it caught me. But I'm grateful I was able to break back out.
Yeah, true. I mean, I was a sheep. I was stuck in this thing for many years. You know, just every part of bullshit you could ever imagine. And the whole of your life is a lie. Everything is completely created. You've only been here for not even 2022 years. You've only been here for 2014 years, because the Jordan calendar stops. We're in 2014, not 2022. They've stolen time.
Yeah, I serious.
Okay,
Yeah.
they've stolen time. I don't know what they've done, but they've changed the weather, all the weather operations with HARP and geoengineering. They've damaged and completely wrecked the weather. Oh, it just goes on and on and on.
Well, look what they're doing with what's that? What's it called? CERN? Is it CERN?
CERN.
They're
Yeah.
trying
CERN, yeah.
That's
CERN,
crazy shit too.
yeah, CERN is a whole different subject, but a lot of the stuff that you're being watched is in Psychosomatics. The fear of the operation is okay. I'll tell you what one of these guys said to me. So, an admiral, leading admiral of an army, said to me, "Do you want to know what the meaning of life is?" Yeah. And I said, what do you mean? The meaning of life is solely dependent on what that person's life is. I said, the meaning of life for me is life, because without life, you don't have it. He said, no, that's not the meaning of life. The meaning of life is a model. And everybody through their life will always question and say, is this it? Is this it? What's the meaning of life? And he said, the meaning of life is a model from them, which is the meaning of life is life. And it's an abbreviation, which is live in fear every day. And that's their model. And in
That
their
sounds
club,
fun.
and in their club, in their special club, their certain covenant club, they have a saying. And Mike may have heard this before. People may have heard this before. You're either with them or you're with us. And that's it.
Well,
And once you're in the club, it's very hard to come out of the club, because the club is so deep, because you're already ingrained. If you're in this club, you've already been sodomized and messed about with and broken down as a human being and built back up. Yeah. That's how they work on these people. So the whole thing to do with Harry Potter is all about Oxford in England, how secretive it is, and all of the secret clubs, and Hollywood. You know, Hollywood. It's Hollywood. It's a spell stick. That's what Hollywood is. It's the Hollywood. It's the wood of the holly that they cast spells with.
So Harry Potter wasn't real?
No.
It's, but then, no, like the idea behind it.
Sorry.
So Lake just yelled from the living room. Now that I'm clipping.
Harry Potter is real?
Said in a cute voice.
I always wanted to date
Harry Potter,
Hermione.
not real.
Yeah, we're going to be. Her next video is going to be the mystery cryptid of the horny gorilla.
The horny gorilla.
Yeah.
That's French. No, much
You know,
about
you
Staffordshire.
Ask him.
What's up, Lake?
Hi, that's fresh.
Hey, girl.
Do you know much about Staffordshire?
Absolutely.
You know where Greasley Church and Rolliston Hall is? Well, where it used to be.
Yeah, they're old places.
Yeah. That's my family.
What, a church and a place?
That's one place some of my family's from.
Have they been dismembered then, and the parts are somewhere else?
Well, I know that pesky Prince of Wales condemned the church because one of the bricks fell down and almost hit him.
Oh, is that what it was about?
Oh, sure. That and lots of generational curses, maybe.
Hey, usually they do that when there's children buried underneath them because they have to excavate it to get rid of stuff. So recently there was a church in
So we're having this conversation about this. Well, I don't know.
Oh my days.
Oh my God.
Oh, God.
I know Kyle doesn't have the intention of doing this. But it's like during some of the darkest conversations, he would just bust out laughing because of Cashew in the comments.
I've noticed. I've noticed. You know, I'm not taking it personally. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
please don't. Please
To
don't.
be honest with Kyle, it could be anything. It's like squirrel. Whoa. I'm gone.
You know, it's so similar to like being so active in the Sasquatch world though. Like it's tough living in two worlds, but like you can't, you know, like when you're walking amongst the people who just don't know nothing, like it's like, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? It's like you gotta kind of just get in and deal with the everyday mundane crap. You know, it is what it is. It's still there. It's not just gonna go away. You know. So you still got to sit in traffic with them and all that good crap, you know, and go to court and sit at dinner, you know. Like,
Stop there, Mike.
I've never been to court in my life. Never once.
well,
Always had my lawyer go for me.
I'm
Well,
gonna leave on
listen.
that note.
Hey,
No,
listen.
I do gotta run, guys. So
Yeah,
Fresh,
cool.
thank you for everything, bro.
No, thank you, Mike. Thank you
I gotta
for
do a live at 10.
communication.
Yeah, I gotta do a live at 10, so I gotta charge up my
Oh,
phone.
right.
So.
Thank you, Mike.
I don't know what
Good seeing you.
I don't know what time it is there for you guys, but it's like 2:30 in the morning here in the UK.
Yes, 9:30
So,
on the East.
let's do this then. Because Mike's got to get off. It's 2:30 where you are. I want you to come on, but I want you to just come on for your own time.
Okay.
Let's say let me look at my calendar real quick. Can you do next Tuesday the 6th at 7 p.m.?
Tuesday the 6th, 7 p.m.
What time is that your time?
7 p.m. I have no freaking idea.
Aren't you like, what is it, like 6-hour difference, huh?
So yeah, what time is it there now? Nearly 10.
9:30.
Yeah, 9:30.
So it's 9:30. Yeah, so 3:33. Yeah, 6 hours. 6 hours. 5 hours. 5 hours.
So it'd be 12.
12 o'clock. Hold on a minute. Usually air at 1 o'clock in the morning. So I usually get you at 1 o'clock in the morning. Some days you do 12 o'clock, but most times you do 1 o'clock.
Yeah, most days I do. So you're okay with 12?
Okay, so I will. Right. These nuts.
Yeah.
Let me just check my automatic diary.
You don't have to answer now if you don't want to. If you want to send me an email or whatever, you can send me an email and let me know.
I'll Tuesday at 12 midnight. I'll be here. Yeah.
You'll be here?
Yeah, I'll be here.
All right, perfect. I'll send you the link in your email that day, probably like an hour beforehand.
Okay, cool. And don't forget you've still got images. And
I'm going to share that. I'm going to put that video that you sent me. I'm going to share it on my channel.
Okay. Cool.
If you're cool with that.
Yeah, there's one video called The Understanding.
Right, that's the one I'm going to share on the channel.
And then there's a new site as well, which is where we watched in lockdown. We watched so all these operations were being taken place. Yeah. So while everybody was locked down, all these 5G towers were being erected, and they were shutting off certain roads and areas and stealing the forests. So they were going into forests and taking huge chunks out and just chopping it all out. And we caught them because they actually seen us, and then they confronted us, and we pulled authority, got rid of them, told them to do one. But we watched them clear this massive area. And after they cleared this area, it was like of an old area with good stock of tree. And then we found this place that was behind this. So it was like a great big football stadium of forest taken out, and then a piece of forest that was next to it. So we went into this forest, and as you see on the video, you'll hear me talking. It's new. It's this, that, and the other, but it's absolute chaos in there. And then in the middle of nowhere, I mean, this is miles and miles away from everybody. There's a pristine, clean white carrier bag that's hanging on a tree in the middle of nowhere. Pristine white. It's like, what? Why is this not dirty? What? And inside that carrier bag, somebody has left a gift, which is a log. Now, tell me, Kyle, tell me, Josh, who goes into a wood or a forest, skips along, says goodbye to the missus, I'm going out, I'll see you in a bit. I'm going up the forest to drop this bag up there with a log in it.
My wife does some strange things. I don't think she would have done that.
I've heard she's done a few logs in bags at festivals.
He said he appreciates everything you do.
That's right. That's the best thing to say.
He said you're an amazing artist and a wonderful wife.
That's it. You keep the divine intervention strong. So yeah, that's another video, which is just like, okay, so we've obviously got somebody coming here that's gifting, and the only thing they can give back in the bag is a log. Because I don't know what else. I don't know why else a log would be miles and miles deep in a forest in a white, pristine bag.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird shit in my life.
That's strange, man.
You wait till you see what I look like. You wait till you see my walk.
Oh my God.
The walk is wild.
Well, let me tell you something. First of all, I'm so happy that everybody came on tonight, because this was going to be a disaster. I didn't know what the hell I was going to do. But you saved the night, bro. I mean, this ended up being a great show.
Thank you.
And I think everybody agrees, because they're saying it in the comment section, and they're saying that they're going to be here for you when you come back on the 6th. So
that's dead sexual. That's dead sexual. I like that. So listen, don't forget to send me that money for tonight. Yeah. You said.
I got you. Send me that PayPal link. I'll send it right over.
I've done it.
All right.
It's to chase. It's to chase shadow.
It was 3 francs, right?
No, it's a bit more than that, you tart. That's not what we agreed. 30.
All right. I got you.
No, give me
you're
what
wonderful,
you want.
man. You bet that you're amazing. This is great. Honestly, this is awesome. And I'm excited for Tuesday night. Josh, thank you for coming on.
You, Josh.
No problem. Hey, Lake has a request for
what, for me?
Yes.
I'm not going to dance. No dancing, not now. You want my bowels hanging out. Sorry?
I think, dang, I have to cross that one off.
Okay.
Yeah, she has like some personal stuff that she would like to ask you after the stream, if you could stick around backstage.
How do you do that?
Just don't leave.
Don't hit anything. Just when I'll hit end broadcast, me, you, and Josh will be still on this screen, but nobody will be able to watch us.
Okay. So this is just it's a threesome, is it, or foursome?
That's right.
Oh, mama.
It's a discreet behind the scenes menage a trois.
Okay.
All right, so let me end this now then.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks. Can I just say that?
Yeah,
I spoke to a lot of people in the chat over the period of time. I fully, since the day you started and watching Kerry with you, I fully respected you and what you're doing, and Kerry's a big loss. The Bigfoot Odyssey is not Bigfoot Odyssey without Kerry at all. And it was nice to find a group, to find a chat, to find a family, to find something where I could be, because there isn't that. I'm very much a loner because people blow my mind, and they're very dangerous. People are extremely dangerous. They really, really are. And you have some wonderful people around you in this group.
Absolutely.
Real nice family.
Yep.
And there's some curvaceous characters in there with some great wit.
Yep.
And it's just a great place to be, And I wish you all the best. And everybody in there, we're going to be strong, come together. We're going to get knowledge, a lot of knowledge. There needs to be a lot of knowledge shared, and you need to look into things. But believe me, you can do anything if you want to do it. And I mean anything. There is no way I have got this far in life without the belief in me. Not believing in anybody else, because that is also a distraction, because you will never have the power. All of these things are to distract you from yourself.
Well, thank you. That really, honestly, it's humbling. You guys, I'm getting emotional right now. Between you and Cashew in the chat and everybody else, I don't know what to say. I don't know. Yeah, like I don't talk about Carrie much anymore because number one, it's hard. Even this long on, it's still difficult. Kerry was a friend. I thought we'd talk once or twice, and it turned into, much more than that. And so I considered him a friend and a mentor. And I talked a lot about doing this for a long time, and I never did it. But after he passed, I just felt like after a couple of weeks that I just had to, because I was suffering. And I felt like, man, if I'm suffering, then there's got to be other people out there who are feeling the same way when they don't have this place to go anymore. And so if I in any way gave anybody else that place, then I've exceeded every expectation that I ever had for this channel, because I honestly thought that I'd be on here talking to myself. So if I did, then all I have to say is thank you. I'm so grateful, like beyond grateful, for everybody that's here. And I was talking about it the other day, like I would love for the channel to grow, to these crazy numbers. It'd be awesome. But at the same time, I don't want it to lose the feeling that it has right now, because to me, that's the most important part. That's what makes this channel different for me, is that it has that feeling that everybody in here knows everybody in here, that they talk to each other, and that they share things, and they lift each other up, and we love each other, and we come together. And that to me is what's so incredibly special and powerful about this channel. And I say that humbly, but I go to this place when I need lifting up too.
Well, Kyle, listen, we're going to do a lot of work on you.
Yeah.
We're going to do a lot of work on you, because you're at a crossroads right now.
Oh, yeah.
And you are, yeah?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how many times you keep denying it. The longer what's actually going on here, Kyle, is you're making yourself ill. And you don't realize, because what your body's releasing right now, as it's under this pressure, is it's releasing cortisone. And
all these health problems that I have.
Yeah, so all this cortisone is pouring all into your body in a mass abundance. All this cortisone, all of this, and you are so hard on yourself, dude. You look in the mirror, man. You hate yourself, yeah. Right? You hate everything you've done. You don't focus on the good things. You're only focusing on the bad things. And when you constantly focus on them bad things, that's going to manifest inside you. So your body is listening to you, my friend. It's listening to you deeply. and it doesn't like what it's hearing because you're destroying yourself from the mind. So when I say about psychosomatics, if you keep talking to yourself so badly, all you're doing is filling your body full of hate and dislike and despair. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is really bad for you. You don't need any big pharma. You don't need any big pharma at all. Nothing. I can teach you so much stuff and make you walk away from everything, because you are going to have the belief in the power. You've been told by all these people. So you went to a doctor. The doctor that you put on a pedestal, the God, the holy God of medicine, you put your hands into his life and you listened to everything he said. What you didn't understand is that that doctor could be a drug addict, a bad person, having affairs, on the rob through the surgeries, in with big pharma, not after your interest at all, but looking after his own interests. And he's going to tell you whatever he wants to tell you to get you to keep coming back in to be his customer or client, because he gets 16 to 40% per annum off his drug agent.
Well, I gave up on the doctors a while ago.
Good man.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Good
There's work that needs to be done. I fully admit that. And
you knew that. You knew what was you knew what this was doing, and you putting these things into your body was doing you. It was causing you bad energy, bad vibrations. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And you knew that was a trigger. So as you're now starting to enlighten yourself and go on your journey, you're starting to do things that you never did before, and that's listen to your mind. Now you're under process. You're no longer under the spell. You're under a great big exploratory of a mass of insatiable appetite for information.
I would have never done this.
No.
Like even just 6 months ago, or 8 months ago, I would have never done this.
Of course. So we're in this realm. And the realm now that you're doing is you're living your realm. Now you know how wholesome that is. Don't you?
I do.
To be in your realm, to be in your power, to be in your body, to go off and have your time to yourself, yeah?
Yep.
Is a very, very powerful thing, especially when your environment is toxic.
Yep.
Okay, so we have to sort that out, because that's causing you major rifts. And when you've got major rifts, you will understand what I'm about to say is that you can't get clear focus on anything.
Nope.
Because that one overriding benefactor that's controlling all is in denial. You keep putting it away. You keep putting it back. You keep doing these things. Well, what we have to do, we have to confront it. And we have to confront it like a man and say, okay, I need to either talk to this person and say how I feel, or make some decisions. Well,
we'll there's a decision that's being made right now.
I thought so.
Yeah, there is. We'll talk when we get off here. I'll tell you more.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Is this still live?
Yes, we are.
Oh shit! Sorry. I'm talking to you personally, and I'm thinking I'm talking to you personally, and now it's like, hello world. Kyle's got shit going on here.
You were supposed to talk about the herpes.
It's gonorrhea. It's chlamydia. I talked about it in the quicksand video. Damn it!
You did. Amoxicillin doesn't help.
And I know all about cortisol levels, so it's all good.
Amoxicillin doesn't help quicksand. Damn it!
No, it doesn't.
All right, let me end this live so we can get backstage. Listen.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you so much, guys, for being here tonight. We're going to try again tomorrow night. for 8 p.m. with Alex. I will let you know as soon as I know if he's got power back and he can do it. I'll post something or I'll make a quick live so you guys know if we're going to be on tomorrow night or not. But just keep a watch out for tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Alex hopefully will be on. If not, we'll figure out another day for him to come on. And everybody thank Fresh, thank Bigfoot, thank Mike for being on tonight. Hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow night. And if not, then I'll see you in the near future. I don't have anything booked for the next week. So I'm working on getting a couple things sorted out, and I'll let you know. I love you all. Have a great night. Thank you for tuning in. And till the next one, see you later.